What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Today, I want to talk about the disgusting racial chants being thrown at Philadelphia Flyers right winger Wayne Simmonds over in the Czech Republic, playing in the Czech Extraliga, the Czech League. I got into a fight Sunday, and the fans are chanting "Opis" or "Opis," which means monkey in English. That's how it translates. And it's obviously disgusting, and you'd think the fans in Europe have more class than that. And as we've seen with European soccer in the past, the racism towards African players in European soccer, a lot of the Nigerian players, has been awful, and not too much has been done about it. And for all this talk that Europe is more civilized than the United States and Canada, well, it's certainly not showing it. And racism in hockey is something I want to address more on a broader scale. I've addressed it ad nauseum between last year when Simmons had the banana thrown at him during a preseason game against the Wings in London, Ontario. Which, by the way, he scored a nasty shootout goal. I mean, I think you should talk more about that than the asshole that threw a banana at him. And then, obviously, when Joel Ward scored to beat the Bruins, the fans in Boston, certain fans, not the majority, started chanting some really disgusting things towards a guy who had a tough road to the NHL and got rewarded with a good bounce in a big game. But, it's prevalent on both sides of the Atlantic, and it's something, hockey fans, they don't speak for the majority. And, I understand seeing black hockey players is rarity, but, they've just as much right to play, and absolutely, and I think it's a great thing that more African Americans in the U.S. and Canada are playing hockey, and, it's really no longer a white boy sport, and I think as a white guy, I like to see diversity on the ice. I don't want to see a bunch of guys that look like me, because no one looks like me. No one's been blessed with that kind of looks. But, it's something you want to see, and, hopefully, and Wayne Simmonds is a good kid and a good player, and he'll overcome this. He'll put this in his rear view and continue to play hard and play his brand of hockey that's made him a fan favorite in Philly and before that in Los Angeles. He's, he's too good of a kid and a player, and to really let this bother him. But, like I said, that this is something disgusting that I think should be addressed on the whole. And hopefully Simmons is playing in Philly in due time. They solve this lockout, but that's not going to happen because, there's no place for it in the world or in the game of hockey. That's all I got on this episode of the Power Play with CJ on my thoughts on the Wayne Simmonds chants and racism in hockey on the whole. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the lockout and beyond. Later, guys.